one of the things that they're going to try and push, Republicans and some, supporters of Israel in the Senate, the redefining of anti-Semitism bill, essentially. And we will put in, we'll put up that flyer too after this, and direct you as to, calling your senator helps. But to sort of stoke this, you can see the desperation by Republicans now. The desperation comes out when they start to get more and more racist, explicitly so. And you see it with what went on with Springfield, Ohio. And now John Kennedy knows too. I mean, I think they're afraid of losing the Senate because they don't go for this type of full-on racism unless they really need it. And this is like them calling the cavalry.
Mr. Barry.
I should say, pause it for 1 second. This is John Kennedy, Senator John Kennedy, in the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing. Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, and it is regarding hate crimes, I guess, which has a fluid definition, because I actually think that we're about to witness one.
Mr. Barry. You are the executive director of the Arab American Institute. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And according to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing, Senator.
No?
That you have Arab American constituents that you represent in your great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize, but is that a yes or a no?
A yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes it.
You can't bring yourself to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
what I can say is your line of questioning.
Do you support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to this discussion.
You can't bring yourself to say no, can
sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me. I'm going to, if I may, as a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation.
I'm running out of time. I'm sorry. You called our decision to cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
It's UNRWA, which is the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy. We did that
because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms of...
Let me ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not
You
support
can't
Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very
support
clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't
I
support
oppose-
Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Your time has expired.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, not really expired. Not expired in the way that it really should. But that is, it's almost literally like performance art. Him holding a hearing on hate and performing it there. Incidentally, I mean, it's completely irrelevant, but it also shows, like, first of all, that dude, where did he go? Oxford. And
He's a literal Rhodes Scholar.
Rhodes Scholar, he knows the fact that she's Arab and Iran exists are not related in any way. The Iranians are not Arabs. Not that it makes any type of difference, but just just him. It's just foghorn leghorn cosplay.
I hope that Democrats like John Fetterman, Josh Gottheimer, Brad Sherman, Dan Goldman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz take Kennedy out for lunch.
Yeah, put up this flyer. This is the so-called Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, H.R. 690 in the House and S 4127. Call your senator at this number.
It's not on this flyer, but it's 202-224-3121. That's the Senate switchboard.
202-224-3121.
3121. And I'll put that in the show notes for everybody to see.
Just remind your senator, vote no on this. And if you tell Schumer not to even bring it up. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.